One more. One more is the most fatal word you could ever tell yourself. One more meal, one more drink, one more session, one more minute, one more. You don't actually need that one more. You just want to stick to pleasure as much as possible. And that is really just the worst thing you could do to yourself, because you know you got something to do, but you want one more round, one more thing. I used to do this personally with video games, or I would say, okay, I have to study. I've got an exam tomorrow. Currently, it is 5 p.m. and I have not gone to the gym because it's 5 p.m. and I have a test tomorrow. I'm like, okay, so I'm going to play a bit. I'm going to play only one round. The rule of one round, which never works. You're like, I'm going to play one round and just go study. Do you actually believe I'm going to play one round and just go study? Literally, play one round, put it down, and go study. If you do, well, I applaud you for your optimism, but no, I did not play for one round. I'm like, okay, so I played for one round and it was really close, or hey, even I won it. Did it matter whether it was really close, if I died first, or if I won? I would just make an excuse to continue, and I'm like, I would say, hey, I won, so I'm going to increase my trophies, because you get like trophies every time you win. This is a really good sign. I'm going to increase my trophies. I'm going to hit this goal, then I'll study. See, this is a procrastinator's mindset. And once you start saying one more, you are activating that mindset in a way. Because let's say I came in fifth. Okay, so it's out of 10. Let's say I came in fifth. I'm like, oh my god, I needed like one more rank and I would be doing really good, because one of the really 1 through 4 are like the best ranks. Anyways, or I would be like distracted by a mission. I'm like, okay, I'm going to complete this mission and then I will do the thing I wanted to do. Fast forward 6 p.m. I'm still playing. Where did that one more round go? And you know when I left it? When I left the device I was playing on, it was when I got so fed up that I just started to get disgusted with myself. Imagine, it took me to the point to like get disgusted with myself for me to just stop doing what I'm doing. You know, one last thing, for example, like let's say I'm going to watch only one more video. One more video does not mean literally one more video. It's like when you ask a girl how she is and she says, I'm fine. That is what saying one more to yourself is. You know damn well it's not going to be only one more, because if it were, that'd be a miracle actually. And why, if the one more is not even worth it at this point, like it's going to be over quickly. So just get what you want to get done what you want to get done, then go back to that thing that you were doing. And you wouldn't have to only do it one more and then lie to yourself and say, oh well, I lost that round and it's so fast it didn't count. That is what I used to tell myself. That is exactly what I used to tell myself. If I came in like 10th or like a really bad rank, I'd be like, okay, but this doesn't count because now I have to get back to where I was and whatever. And I'd end up on a losing streak because I'd be like worried and I'd be like angsty and just straight up angry at everything. And it would take me a miracle to just get up and do the thing that I was supposed to do in the first place. Imagine the thing that I'm actually supposed to do that will actually get me up somewhere. I'm just delaying it for only one more round. That is an excuse that you should never be okay with giving to yourself. When you hear yourself saying, hey, only one more thing, you should know that it's not going to be one more, and you should act on the basis that it's not going to be one more. Because if it were actually one more, you wouldn't have even bothered with it. But here's what happens with the science, kind of one more. So, you are playing a video game, for example, okay? And you're getting insane amount of pleasure. Your mind is being stimulated heavily, but it enjoys that stimulation. So when it's time to go, it's like leaving from a party you were really enjoying, or being dragged out of the playground when you were a child. That is literally what it is. So you're like, okay, I have to study. This was fun, but it's getting late and I need to catch up on my studies. I need to study for the test. I need to do well. Okay? So you put the device down, or you turn it off, and as you're going, you're like, okay, but what if I just play one more game for the sake of it? So you go back and you turn it back on, or yeah, you turn it back on and you play and you play and you play. And this doesn't just have to do with video games, it could do with anything. For example, watching porn, you're like, okay, so one more video, and if I don't release this, I'm not going to watch anything else and I'll be happy for the day and whatever. You're going to binge watch videos because you're going to get so caught up in the moment, you're going to forget the excuse you gave to yourself. Because I mean, it's an excuse. That's why you forget it so easily, because you know that it's actually not one more. You know that you are lying to yourself. When you have to lie to yourself to convince yourself to do something that is not good for you, that is just completely lying to yourself and practically manipulating yourself into doing the thing that will give you pleasure right now. And hear me out on this. You need to be able to trust yourself, because if you're going to commit to something, you have to commit to it. Like, I'm going to only play one round. You should not even play that round to begin with. That round won't do anything for you, because you have been stimulated so much by the amount of time you have been playing this game, that one round won't do anything for you. So you will have this need that will be left unfulfilled until you play like a numerous amount of rounds. And then you will only get up because you got bored of it. You're not going to get up because, oh my god, uh, I I fulfilled the need that I wanted to fulfill by playing the video game. No, this need is never going to be fulfilled, and you're just going to have to deal with it. You're just going to have to put the game down, put everything down, and go do what you are supposed to do, because that is the mindset you need to have in order to achieve what you want. I mean, think about it. Right? When you look at a painting or a really nice drawing, you admire it. Why do you admire it? You admire it because of its beauty, of course, but it also it shows the hard work that has gone into the thing. It has it shows what the amount of work that has gone into the thing. Like, you can tell how much the painter spent time on this piece, and that is part of why it is so admirable. That is exactly why it is so admirable, because it's so beautiful, because the painter put in so much effort, and that effort shows. Like, you have to be willing to put in the effort at some point and just quit this one more habit. It could be useful in only one situation, two maybe, I can think. When you're like so into the work, and even then it's kind of destructive. Like, one more rep, for example, if you're at the gym, you're like, one more rep. Or if you're studying, you're like, okay, one more question sheet, or one more exercise, or one more part, or something. And even then, you're just exhausting your body for absolutely nothing. So one more is completely useless, and if I were to eliminate one word, it would be that. And no, I'll not eliminate one more word because I'm I just wanted to make that point. But the thing to take away from this video is whenever you find yourself telling yourself one more, what do you sound like? What do you think you sound like? You sound like an addict. One more shot, one more sniff, one more bag. I don't know what they do, like bag of cocaine, I mean. But like one more hit, one more blunt or something. That is exactly what you're doing with video games. One more round, one more video, one more, I don't know, site. Like you open up YouTube, then you open up another site, and or one more tab even. You're like, okay, so I'm going to watch this video and that video, and you keep going down the recommended rabbit hole. That is just destructive. So whenever you hear yourself saying one more, know that you are in a state of addiction and you want to get out of that state of addiction. How do you get out of that state of addiction? I'm not saying it's easy, and I'm not going to say that it's easy because it's the hardest thing to do, and I've struggled with this and I still struggle with this to this day to a certain extent. But when you find yourself, so how I have started working on it is whenever I find myself like saying, okay, one more, I just automatically close everything. Literally, I'm like, okay, only one more, okay, just close it. One more video in my case, because I don't really play video games as much as I used to, but I started doing that with video games, and that's how I actually quit them. But that does not matter. What matters is just automatically turn everything off in your mind, subconscious, conscious, everything. Just make it fully automatic with your body. Your body does movements that you are not aware of, that you are just not controlling. It's just like whoop, closed, just whoop, closed. That is literally it. And once you find it closed and you're looking at the home screen, then you look at the application. Just that like little button that like blacks out the iPad screen or like the phone screen or anything or whatever. Yeah, just press that to the side. Just toss it to the side because you're not gonna be needing it, and get up to do whatever you want to do. And hopefully from there you don't procrastinate. And I'm going to make a video on procrastination soon. But for now, just avoid saying one more because it's never one more and it's never going to benefit you either. Goodbye.